It's Gabe Bernard, Hammer, Utah. Brothers are good at sports.
Intercepted! Picked off by Francis Bernard!
I like music, man. I think I was 12, 13. I started writing love letters to girls. Those are my pickup lines. But yeah, so when I was able to sell my heart, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, dude, I come from a city that's predominantly white. So, you know, a lot of people out there, you know, it's just hard because I didn't really grow up around a lot of polys. For me, I never really had a city behind me. It was just kind of me, myself, and I trying to sell this to all my friends. Obviously, the girls loved it, but shoot, that was something I could never break through. I think there's two different answers to that. When I was just starting out compared to now, then it was more just like, you know, I'm really good at this. Everyone around me, I go to functions and just rap battle and just, it was the hype. It was feeling like a king. Whereas right now, in the times that we live in, social media is a huge platform. People speak, they tweet. Me, I'm not really big into tweeting or posting statuses. I'm big on, you know, speaking, using my voice. I think that's where it kind of ties into that. Man, I don't want to like advertise for myself, but you know, I try to speak about situations that happen because obviously history repeats, and there's just certain lines of defenses where we could really prevent it from happening. You know, I have nieces and nephews, and I know that one day they're gonna listen to my music. So when it comes down to it, I want them to be able to really be able to pull back from certain things I went through. I feel like it could just save us a lot of hardship, man. Okay, my thoughts, being 100% honest, dude, media has, I feel like it's become a norm. You know, we're watching rated R things on PG-14 television. You know, just at this point, you know, even the radio nowadays, just having slip, you're hearing, you know, things that are being replaced for F-bombs. You know what the song's talking about. Your parents know what the song's talking about. It's just kind of more in your face. I don't feel like over-sexualizing is, right now, man, females have had a huge impact in the industry. Obviously, you look at Cardi B, you look at Nicki Minaj. So with that being said, it's just kind of tough because now we have a lot of, you know, these younger females looking up to these guys, and all they think about is, you know, you want to be independent, which means what? Being a stripper, having OnlyFans, and they're, you know, making a norm. You know, that's cool. You know, do your thing. But, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, there still should be those women out there who want to be independent, be able to want to own their own business. And all of it's not about how good it is to shake your behind. It just doesn't make any sense. But violence, man, I think that's one thing that's definitely changed nowadays. It's like a huge turn. You know, radio is starting to norm it. I'm not going to say I haven't rapped about it because I have, but it's not because I want to glorify it. But I definitely just want to kind of raise awareness for it. Violence is just one of those things. It's going to happen one way or another. You know, everyone has... J. Cole said it himself, everybody's a killer. All you got to do is push it to the limit. If my section makes it into it, if you're listening to me, and I got to answer this question, TikTok is made for people who have an attention span of a goldfish. That is the truth. You're sitting there, you can only pay attention for 60 seconds until you flip to the next one. And then this goes on for hours. I can be on YouTube watching like 10-minute videos. The thing about songs that blow up on TikTok, you know, disrespect those songs because obviously it caught people's attention. Everyone wanted to listen to it, made a trend. And I'm never gonna degrade someone else's hustle. You know, they did that. In my opinion, like if I'm not showing them respect, but you know what, they made it out and I haven't, so they're doing something right. I grew up a quiet kid. I was a kid that never really talked much back in school. I was just kind of sit in the back of the class, fall asleep. Didn't really socialize too much. Like I said, music gave me my voice. Teachers, I remember they would always try to ask me certain questions and have me elaborate for them. I'd just be like, dude, it's like you'd never understand. So that's where I had an option to put it into metaphors and bars for people to really sit there and pick up my brain. All you got to do is go press play on a track. Schools could definitely do a ton more. I'm gonna say it because of this. It is a norm for kids to look at people in band and choir, and from the get, you just like, oh, they're weird. But then when you're in choir, when you're in band, you sit there and then, you know, you graduate high school. You know what happens to all your friends in high school? You never talk to them again. But all that knowledge that you had from choir, from band, and all those people that you still made the memories with, a lot of times they're still around. I still know a lot of people who I was in band with, and I was only in band like my sophomore year because I went to a different school. But a lot of those kids that were still, you know, friends back from band, they still hang out to this day. Whereas you look at my football friends, look at my sports friends, they don't even, barely even know each other. I barely even recognize their faces now. So I feel like you make a lot more realistic relationships, with music. I have a lot of friends that dive really deep into music, sober or not sober, being completely blunt. I'll sit there and I'll kind of just dive deep into rappers from Chicago. It'd be something I just look up, or new rappers coming out. But there's always a sound that people try to bite off and kind of gets old. The influence that we look for nowadays is just anything that's not mainstream, but I feel like deserves to be mainstream, in my opinion. So, address gang rap. Look, man, I think that if you're really about that life and you're tied in with everything, cool, man. If not, it's not something that you can just kind of walk into one day. For a lot of kids that grew up listening to gang rap, whether it's from their older siblings or whether it's from their parents, that culture was influenced by them from somewhere. So obviously, it's your job what you want to do with that. It's just another tool for you. You can sit there and you can follow the trend, or you can just use it to have like workout music. So I do, man. So my stage name is Kabies. It's honestly just my first and last initial, just K and B, even though my first name is BCK. I go by K, just so it's a K, obviously. So Kabies. Thing is, when my brother I think he was about to pass away, and the last thing he wanted from me was just to spit my newest tracks I had out before I took him to the studio. And the last thing he told me was just to keep going. So that was the most memorable thing for me. If I could give advice to anybody, expand, man. A lot of people are closed. They think it's about them and their circle. Dude, Drake talks about having a small circle. Do you see how many people he talks to? All these big rappers sit there and talk about all these small circles. It's not about having a small circle with a bunch of real people. It's about having a bunch of real people in that circle that you already have.
I'm Lake saying, all game, no giving up, I'm in a row, so I'll be flowing. Probably 100 as I thought it was nice, my flow was chaos, be catching them sleeping, my bars off the top was just loaded right. Quoted with lessons of life, also with all of this shit from the streets. Partying with still when lines was hitting like ice, so it's so smooth, but some of them freeze. Told me to follow this SoundCloud and they webpage and they rap click. Look how I'm still around now, trying to get plays with this rap ish. Gas and man in the mirror, this a dog, let them all sleep. Know that I never put lies on a song, just for a crowd so I can compete. You pick a beat, I beat it up, it's just I roll cause I'm deep in the cut. Stop stuff I miss by the time to go over your head, so just give it a week in the duck. Get them all stuck, dummies like what? We talking money, let's keep it a buck. I should be saving, slaving, making this paper instead of like getting fucked up. That's gonna change, watch how I move. How you the best when I'm stuck in your view? Let's take it less, I'm impressed that you taking the lesson. It's all for the best run pool, man. For the